Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I am Taylor and I share these What's for Dinner videos every Sunday to hopefully give you guys some meal ideas. I've got some delicious dinners coming up that we had this week as well as a fail. You know, you don't like everything. This week's What's for Dinner is actually a collab with my friend Megan over at Megan's Kitchen. I will have her channel linked down below. She does What's for Dinners just like this every week, as well as other recipe videos and grocery hauls. So if you like those kinds of videos, make sure you go check out her link down below. And if you're new here coming from Megan's channel, hello, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you can come back and see my future videos. As always, any links that I mentioned will be listed out down below as well. Now let's go ahead and get into this week's What's for Dinner. Okay, it is Friday and tonight for dinner we are having homemade like copycat Arby's beef and cheddars. So I've got some onion buns, I've got a thing of deli like roast beef, I've got some cheese whiz for our cheese. I made some homemade Arby's sauce, which I'm going to include the video of me making this right after this. And then we've also got some curly fries. These are the spiral ones from Aldi, which they don't have all the time, but they did have them recently, so you might be able to still find them there. I'm going to make these in the air fryer. I'm going to do them on 400 for about 10 minutes. And I'm going to heat up my cheese whiz in the microwave and put the roast beef in a little saucepan and just warm it up, and then we'll make our sandwiches with the sauce and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I made the sauce, and I'll be back to show you the sandwiches all put together. I will have the recipe that I use for this Arby sauce linked down below. I mixed together ketchup, water, vinegar, brown sugar, Heinz 57, hot sauce, onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper, and a pinch of nutmeg. This tasted really close to Arby sauce. I would not say it's exact. I've tried a couple recipes now and none of them are exactly like Arby sauce. So if you have one that you really like that you make homemade, let me know down below. This one was really good on our sandwiches, but it's just not quite Arby sauce. And I know people say like on the beef and cheddars, it's not actually like Arby sauce, it's like Red Ranch or something. But I always put Arby sauce on my beef and cheddars. Even when I get them from the restaurant. So I know that it's not going to taste exactly like the restaurant, like the sandwich isn't, but I just want the sauce by itself to taste like Arby's sauce. So I just heated that until it was boiling, and then once it was boiling, I turned off the heat and let it cool, and then I stored it in the fridge for a couple hours until dinner. Okay, we had a change of plans. Those onion buns that I got today on Walmart grocery pickup were moldy when I opened the package. So Andy just ran 2 quick trip for me and picked up some regular buns because that was all they had. So we're having it on regular buns. We've got our curly fries, and that is going to be dinner. Saturday night we had Instant Pot chicken burrito bowls. This is a recipe that I have made before, but I have adapted it to make it like a dump and go Instant Pot recipe. So I started off by adding 1 pound of diced chicken to my Instant Pot, 1 can of drained corn, 1 drained and rinsed can of black beans, 1 16-ounce jar of salsa, a tablespoon of chili powder, 1.5 teaspoons of cumin, salt and pepper, and a tablespoon of minced garlic. And then I gave that a good stir. And then I poured 1 cup of white rice over the top and 1 cup of chicken broth. And you don't stir it once you add the rice. You just want to make sure all the rice is submerged into that chicken broth though. And then this cooks on manual high pressure for 10 minutes. And then you do a quick release. The original recipe had you browning onion and browning chicken, and I just didn't want to do all that, and there's onion already in the salsa, so I don't think it lacked any of the flavor. It turned out delicious and amazing, just like it usually does when I make it the other way. And I will have the recipe linked down below if you're interested in the original recipe. After that 10-minute cook time was up and I did the quick release, I just fluffed it, and then we served this topped with some cheese. Some extra cilantro is good on there. Anything that you would put on a taco is good on this. I did pico and shredded cheese, and the kids just did some cheese. Sunday was Mother's Day, and I picked to have some barbecue chicken cooked on the grill. So here I am just marinating that chicken. I put some olive oil on it along with this Fat Boy Memphis rub, and I just let that marinate in the fridge for a couple of hours until we were ready to cook it on the grill. So as you saw, I had the kids help me shuck the corn because we're going to have some corn on the grill with our barbecue chicken. And I just put a little bit of butter on each piece of corn and then some Old Bay seasoning and then wrapped it up in foil. When the chicken was pretty much done, we brushed on some of this Carolina style barbecue sauce that I picked up at Aldi. And to go with our chicken and our corn, I also made some mac and cheese in the Instant Pot. This is the same recipe I usually make. I will have it linked down below for you guys as well. And we enjoyed our Mother's Day dinner outside on the patio. I feel like we've eaten a lot of spaghetti lately, like at least once a week, but it's super simple and it's a family favorite. I know my family will eat it and it's super cheap and easy to make. So I just made some spaghetti and meat sauce, and then I sliced up a loaf of the Italian bread from Aldi that I had in my freezer, and I put on some Chef Chamois garlic butter, and we had some garlic bread. Tuesday night, if you saw my day in the life video earlier this week, you already got a sneak peek at this. This was our fail dinner. It was some Parmesan crusted cod, and it just was not good at all. Usually, like any recipe, like it might not be our favorite, but it's still edible. This, nobody wanted to eat. Even I didn't want to eat it, and that is not something that usually happens. So we had couscous and green beans for dinner. Actually, the kids had SpaghettiOs and ABC's 1, 2, 3s and meatballs. And then Andy actually picked up McDonald's for him and myself because that was well after the kids went to bed. Wednesday night, I made like a 1-pot Stroganoff hamburger helper type meal. So I started off by browning 1 pound of ground beef with some salt and pepper, some onion powder, some garlic powder, and some rosemary. When the beef was browned, I drained off any excess grease, and then I added in some Worcestershire sauce and some minced garlic, and I let that cook for about 30 seconds. Then I added in 1 cup of beef broth, 1 cup of milk, 1.5 cups of water, and 4 cups of egg noodles. I mixed that all together really well, and then I brought that to a boil over a medium heat. Once it came to a boil, I stirred it really well, and then I put on my lid and reduced the heat to low and just let that simmer for about 10 minutes until my egg noodles were done. After about 10 minutes, my noodles were done, and so then I went in with some sour cream. I started off with about half of a cup, but I ended up going up to about a cup of sour cream. It's all going to depend on how creamy you want it. And then I also tasted it to see if I needed to add any salt and pepper, which I thought I did, so I added in some salt and pepper as well. I usually always serve any kind of like stroganoff or beef pasta or anything with peas and buttered bread on the side. It just reminds me of my childhood and something we ate growing up. Of course, it was always boxed hamburger helper then, and now I make it homemade. And that was dinner for this night. Thursday night's dinner was a ranch, pork, and potatoes in the crock pot. So I started off by putting some potatoes that I cut up in the bottom of my crock pot, and then I topped that with 1 onion that I cut up. And then I sprinkled on some jarred minced garlic, and then half of a stick of butter, and half of a packet of ranch. And then I placed some pork tenderloin over the top of this, and then I added on some more of the ranch, the rest of the ranch packet, the rest of the stick of butter, and some more of that minced garlic. And then I cooked this on high because I got a late start in the day, so I cooked this on high for about 4 hours, and it turned out perfect. It came out nice and tender. After the 4 hours, I removed the pork and shredded it up, and as I said, it shredded nicely. So then I just mixed that in with the potatoes and the onions and let it like soak up all of that juice, which it did nicely. I served this on top of some of my perfect white rice, which I will have linked down below, and sprinkled it with a little bit of parsley. This was good. I don't think it was anything special. I think it needed like some more seasoning, maybe another ranch packet or something. I don't know that I would make it again, but it wasn't bad. And that is going to be it for this week's What's for Dinner. I feel like there wasn't a lot of new ideas in here, but if you did get some ideas, let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget, as I mentioned at the beginning, this was a collab with my friend Megan. Make sure you check out her channel down there as well. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!